Joe M., could you touch on family members or a non-family witness to you using force, speaking with law enforcement with or without an attorney? Sure. So, and this is from one of our law self-defense members in the member live chat right now. So you're involved in a use of force event. You've been attacked. You've defended yourself. Maybe you've shot somebody. Who knows? The cops show up, right? Maybe you called them. Maybe someone else called them, but the responding officers are on the scene. And there's a lot of options and considerations in what, if anything, you say to those responding officers. And there's a variety of approaches. When we do our law self-defense advanced class, the next one of which, by the way, I believe is January 14th. That's our full day live law of self-defense course. Let me see if that pops up correctly. That's weird. All right, well, hold on one second, folks. I'll start again. Typically twice a year, only twice a year, we do our law of self-defense live online advanced course. This is a full day course on self-defense law, 6 or 7 hours long. We only do it a couple of times a year. I believe the next time we're doing it is January 14th of next year, because we've already done 2 this year. And we spend almost an hour of that class talking about interacting with the police in the aftermath of a use of force event. So you've defended yourself against an attack. The cops show up. What do you say to the cops, if anything, right? Because one option is to say nothing. I think there's benefits and drawbacks to that approach. Another approach is to say not nothing, but to say a few very specific things. I think there's value you leave on the table in terms of your self-defense narrative if you literally say nothing, but there's risk to saying anything. And then, of course, you could just blather, and blather would be horrible. Don't do that. If your only choices are to shut up or blather, definitely shut up. But as part of that hour in which we talk about interacting with the police in the aftermath of a use of force event and what might you want to say or not say, you can come to your own decisions about that. But a facet of that is, what if you're not by yourself? What if you're with family members? You're out with your wife and your kids, and that's when you get attacked. So the police show up, and you have a plan for what you're prepared to say to the police, or nothing. If that's your plan, that's fine. But have you talked with your family? Because your family are going to be questioned as witnesses, and they may be the only other witnesses. But the police are going to be asking them questions too. And have they thought about what they want to say or not say to the police? I think you should probably have that conversation if you can, so they know what to do, so they don't start blathering away, because they could say things unintentionally that could hurt you, that could incriminate you, that could undermine your narrative of self-defense because they misperceived or they misunderstood what was going on, or they don't realize they're saying words that could be intentionally or not misinterpreted, mischaracterized by a prosecutor. So you may want to have that conversation with them. And with them, you may tell them, listen, just defer to me. If anybody asks you questions, tell them, my husband or whatever had the best view of the event, the person that used force. I'm going to defer to them to explain to you how it went down at this time until we've had a chance to consult with legal counsel. That would be the approach I would recommend taking in that context. And it's relatively simple and straightforward. The pluses and minuses of what to say to the police is a pretty complicated problem, partly because of the legal dynamics, but partly because we all respond to stress differently. You just survived a life or death attack. How your brain is functioning in the immediate aftermath of that is completely different than our normal experience. So your strategy has to reflect how you respond to stress. And some people respond very calmly to stress. They're on a mission to solve the problem, whatever it is. It could be the plane's engine went out, or they're sliding on ice in a car, or they come across a terrible accident, and they just solve the problem. Other people freak out when they're exposed to substantial stress. It doesn't make them bad people. It's just we all respond differently based on training, experience, temperament. So it's not possible for me to give one answer to how you should interact with the police in the aftermath of a use of force event. I can explain to you different approaches, You pick the one that best fits for you. And I do urge you to think about it today. I mean, right? Once the fights happen and the cops are right there asking you questions, it's a little late to be thinking then about what you're prepared to say or not say.